Yay! Spooktober! Welcome back to 605 Speaks. I know it's been a while since I've done a video because summer is really busy and I have a lot going on in the summer. And this has always been my winter fall project. Just finished up with a big weekend with participating in SuperCon and had some amazing things happen. Got introduced to some amazing people, and it just made it so the time was right to do a recording now at the beginning of October. At SuperCon, one of the things I did last year and again this year is I helped with the SuperCon cosplay and did some introductions of participants as they came out on stage. And you might have noticed that I've got a little bit of a spooky theme going on. I've even got my little smoky cauldron here. I don't know if you can see that it's kind of doing its thing. Got my little witchy things out. When I was there, one of the things that really attracted me to cosplay, I'm not a cosplay person. I don't have the skill set to make or bake or do anything like that, but I do love Halloween and dressing up and costumes and things like that. And so, of course, the costumes I'm most drawn to is anything spooky, witches, horror, haunted. That's my genre. So last year saw a lot of really great costumes. And then this year, at the very end of all things SuperCon, I had somebody come up to me and say, Jenny, I have something for you. And one of my favorite cosplay participants from last year, actually a winning participant group, the Sioux Falls Sanderson Sisters, brought me this beautiful, this is their top 10 photos, shot by one of my favorite photographers, Axel Osteen with Osteen Photography. She brought me this card. It was Sarah that was the one that presented it to me and said, you know, they just wanted to thank everybody that was involved in cosplay and how great it was for them to get to do that last year. And in chatting with her, I learned this. Let me add this up here. The Sioux Falls Sanderson Sisters has become a thing. They are making appearances and going out and performing. Let me get rid of my notifications here. All of these things you don't need. These are some photos from this year, things from last year, and here's some of their great photos from their photo shoot. So these ladies have really turned this into an amazing passion project of their own. And I said, I have to talk with you. I have to talk with you and the other Sanderson sisters. And sure enough, we are so lucky to roll out October with all three of them here. Their real names, Ann, Kelly, and Sarah. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
How exciting is it to be local celebrities? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys realize that after last year, you're but by the end of that weekend, you were locally known and sought out?
We feel more like Disney princesses is what I always say. I feel like.
Oh, that's even better.
When we make our little appearances, people run up to us and they want to take pictures with us, and we're like, of course you can. But we only we're so busy, we do 2 or 3 a year if we're lucky, when we can all three have a free weekend.
Yeah, because there's a lot put into it with, I mean, I'm gonna flip over to this screen and scroll back up to your main photo here. Let's bring this on. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so who is who? And I already had to admit, I have never seen Hocus Pocus.
It's okay. I hadn't seen it until about 4 years ago.
I can quote it by heart.
Yeah, she's Kelly's the one that got us into it. We do theme Halloween parties. And so 3 years ago, Kelly was like, I've always wanted to be the Sanderson sisters for Halloween. So do you guys want to do that with us or with me? And we were like, sure. So we went to Savers and found a bunch of stuff, and I made the costumes, and then we were like, these costumes are really cool, and we want an excuse to wear them again. So
Yep,
I was
absolutely.
like, for SuperCon, so let's wear them to SuperCon, and they were like, okay, so that's kind of how it became a thing.
Okay, so who Sarah, you were the original one that said girls do this with me, right?
No, that was
No,
me.
yep, that was Kelly.
That was Kelly. Okay,
Yep.
so Kelly,
Yes.
tell us who the 3 characters are and which one of you is each character.
So there's Winifred, Mary, and Sarah. And Winifred is Anne. She's the redhead. And then Mary is me, typically purple hair. And then Sarah's the blonde, and she's played by Sarah.
And how did you guys decide which of you was going to be which sister?
I think for me, like at the time, Sarah was the most blonde. My hair was really dark, and Anne had red hair. So I was like, hey, let's just do this.
So it was meant to be. How long does it take to get into the costumes? I mean, because you guys go full out. It's hair, it's makeup, it's, I mean, those are
the hair and makeup
wearable.
take about an hour. The costumes are actually pretty easy, other than Kelly trying to get it over the head. Like once we do her hair, she's got to get that top over her head. That's about the hardest part, getting into the costumes.
Mhm.
But yeah, the hair and makeup, it takes at least an hour usually.
More like 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Always
Yeah.
it takes me less time.
I had a 45-minute fight with a fake eyelash last Saturday before SuperCon. So,
And you guys did not go across the stage this year.
no, we didn't know
No.
we could do that again. We thought, oh, well, you got to do new costumes every time. But then we saw some people from last year go again. So we're like,
Yeah.
okay.
And so last year, going across the stage, we talked a little bit about, the goal of 605 Speaks is to learn a little bit about where everybody lives in South Dakota. And right now you guys represent Hartford and Sioux Falls, but we've also got a hometown in Minnesota, a hometown of Rapid City, and a hometown of Eureka. So you've been all over the state. Have you ever been to anything like that before as an audience member?
Nope, first time for me.
Time for me too. I've been to SuperCon before, but never participated. Like, I never entered the contest or anything like that. I just went, and in fact, this last year was the first time I dressed up to go to SuperCon.
Okay. Have you guys ever been to any kind of convention, a fan convention like that of any kind before?
I've never been to anything like that ever. These girls talked me into it.
Kelly and I, the only thing we've done is Barnes & Noble had a Harry Potter thing like 4 years ago. And so we went dressed up, because it's on the website, you can dress as your favorite characters. And so we went dressed up as Narcissa. I was Narcissa and she was Bellatrix. And so like we kept seeing these little kids like whisper to their parents, and then the parents would come up to us and ask if their kids could take pictures with us. So we figured that's what Comic-Con would be like, where every once in a while somebody would want to take a picture of us. So I figured as long as we were like going to dress up and go to SuperCon, we might as well look into the cosplay contest, because none of us had ever done that before either.
I've done costume contests, but nothing like that level.
When did you do
Right.
that?
Oh, honey, I've been dressing up my entire life.
Oh, well, me too, but I've never done a cosplay.
Now that I've seen a little peek of like your yard and things like that, I think we might be soul sisters. We may need to meet for some coffee, because you're speaking my language. Although I am of the age that, like I said, never seen Hocus Pocus, never read or seen all of Harry Potter. I'm like Pinhead and Puppet Masters horror is my thing. So
I did make a pinhead out of beef sticks one year for Halloween.
okay, there we go. That's when even your own friends are like, yes. When you're not in costume, when you're not the Sanderson sisters, what are things around our area that you guys like to do as a friend group? I mean, it's so rare to find any more like friend groups that do things together in real life. There's so much, we're on the internet now. What are some things that you guys like to do together that are not hocus pocus related?
Well, we have a standing girls' night. We try to get together most Friday nights. I think we have like a 75-80% chance that we get together almost every Friday night for girls' night, and we've been doing this since 2012.
Oh wow! Did even during the pandemic, were you able to spend time together?
Oh yeah.
Because you were only a group of 3.
Yeah, that makes it a little easier. Yeah.
Did you find that helped you kind of survive the shutdowns and things like that? Because you had something that stayed the same.
If it wasn't for her.
You wouldn't have survived.
We need people. We don't like to be alone too much.
I'm the opposite, actually. Like, I can be alone I'm an only child, so I'm perfectly fine with being alone. But I was an essential employee during the pandemic, so I had to work anyway. So I didn't get cooped up at home. I couldn't, except when I got COVID. So
I worked the whole thing too.
Yeah. And then I got her husband.
Oh yeah, when I got COVID, my husband wouldn't come in the house, so he slept in the garage 2 nights, and then once he got tested, when his test came back negative, then he went and stayed with Kelly.
It's like, I'm moving, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
that's great. What is it about? Tell me something that you guys think are a hidden gem in Sioux Falls. We're becoming the biggest city. I don't know if you heard, but for SuperCon this year, there were 10,550 tickets sold.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of events in Sioux Falls where people say, well, there was X number of people here, but it's just a clicker count. This is physical tickets. It's a quantifiable, provable number.
I think that's so awesome.
People. So I feel like we're almost getting so big where everybody knows everything. But are there any hidden gems in the city that you know that if 3 girls wanted to go and have a good time, this is the spot?
I like to go to the State Theater.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, there's so much theatrical stuff in general going on in Sioux Falls. Like, I grew up in a dinky little town of 1,000 people, and when I went to college here, all 3 of us went to Augustana. People would whine, "Oh, Sioux Falls is so boring." I'm like, no, it's not. There's so much stuff to do. Like, you're spoiled. Like, you have no idea how spoiled you are.
You just gotta learn where to look for ideas.
Yeah, I was 75 miles away from the nearest Walmart. Like, quit your whining.
It's always fun to check out those like 605 local made markets that pop up every now and again, though.
Yeah, the craft fairs.
Oh yeah,
like they're doing it Christmas. They do it during like the summer sometime.
Yeah, they just had the night market where they do it at night, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. Those are fun to see all the local artist stuff too.
Yeah, I've gotten involved. Like, I've done stuff for the Sioux Empire Community Theater, the Playhouse out in Corson. I've done stuff at the Orpheum. So yeah, like, there's so much stuff you can do, like, all over the place. They have plays. They've had some plays at Last Stop CD Shop over on East 10th that I've done stuff for. Yeah, and then when I'm not doing that, I do cat rescue. So like, I rarely ever have a free weekend. So like, there's tons of stuff to do.
I wanted to rescue all the cats from the rescue that were. I was just going to stick all the black cats in my purse.
Yep.
That is actually why I had a personal assistant for the event. It was to keep me from adopting the cats. I told people he's along in case I need bottled water or Tylenol, but really it was to not let me take cats. So I already have 4, can't have any more. Have you guys thought about going out to any other events just spontaneously as the Sanderson Sisters?
We did. Last year we went to the State Theater as the Sanderson Sisters. One of the times they showed the movie.
Oh, awesome.
We did call ahead because I was concerned about, I mean, you have people that don't like it, out there. And so we didn't want to show up and be like, witches. I don't want my kids to see witches,
Right.
There's always those people around. So we called ahead to the State Theater and asked them if it was okay that we showed up as the Sanderson Sisters. And they were like, oh yeah, sure. And there was a little girl's birthday party there.
Oh,
so
wow.
They loved it. We were thinking about doing that again, but we're doing this thing at the comic book store instead. Yeah, Rainbow Comics.
Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that. That is on, it's trailing across the bottom there. Rainbow Comics. You guys are going to be there on October 15th. So this is a planned event. So you're going to be ready for the crowds.
Yep.
You're going to put a spell on the city. Are you nervous, excited? Nervous, excited? Are you...
I'm a little nervous. I'm still getting used to all this attention, but it's really fun.
What makes you nervous about it? Is it the people coming up and wanting to talk to you, or do you worry about holding character? Because you guys pretty much, I know last year, every time I saw you, you guys were holding character.
Yeah, we did. No, I think I've always been a little more shy. I'm not used to like everyone just looking at you and talking to you and fawning over you. So it's just like, you just get kind of deer in headlights a little bit, but it's really easy with the costumes and everybody all around you to just pretend.
So
and
do
have a
you
lot
like,
of fun with it.
do you guys watch the movie together a couple times before you go out so you can like reinfuse yourself with the characters?
I did watch it a little bit before we went to SuperCon this year, yeah.
I mean, I could recite it in my head right now. So
The tradition has normally been the morning after the Halloween party is when we watch it.
Yeah.
Together.
That's great.
And you even have a black kitty up behind you right now. One of them just
There's
went
black
by.
kitties everywhere.
Luna's running around. Jackson's somewhere.
I know my black kitty was here a little bit ago, but she took off. Usually one of the cats wants to be on my lap when I'm recording no matter what, but they're all
Here's my black kitty right now. This is a Binks in training. He's my bottle kitty right now. Somebody just got him to us.
Can I have him? Oh,
When he's at least 8 weeks old, yeah.
Taco, come here, Taco. I need to hold a baby. Taco. Taco's my newest cat. My other cats have boring names. Black Kitty, Striped Kitty number 2, and Striped Kitty number 3. And then now we have Taco.
This one doesn't even have a name yet because I just got him Wednesday.
Oh, Binks in training is good. B-I-T. You can name it Bit.
There you go. There you go.
A little bit.
I mean, I call Lily Little Bit.
What do you think is the biggest hurdle you had to overcome as far as, was it putting the costume together? Obviously not figuring out the character, because like you were like, there's 3 of us, this is what I want us to be. But in prepping for SuperCon last year, or even the first time you put all this together, what was your biggest hurdle? Was it getting over your nerves of being out in that's a full costume. That's not just wearing a t-shirt saying this is my costume. That's full getup and holding character and going there. Was there any one of you 3 that needed to have some more convincing or needed to overcome any hurdles, or once you were in it, you were in it?
For me, it was I had no idea what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, hey, you guys want to dress up as the Sanderson Sisters at Comic-Con and we could enter the costume contest? And they were like, okay. And so like none of us had ever done the SuperCon costume contest before. And so we barely made it to the judging because like I was looking online and it said you can put together a portfolio about your costume for the judges. And I was like, oh, like you don't just walk around in it. Like they have judges. And then after the judging, we found out that there was a stage part. Like I had no idea about the stage part. And I was like, oh, we have so we were in line waiting to go on stage, deciding what we were going to do on stage because we had no idea about the stage part.
Oh, so you guys just
let's do this. So we were like, okay. And pulled that out of our butts.
Yeah.
Were you surprised when you won?
What?
Were you surprised? Because you won for group, right?
Yep. Group
you surprised?
Group Homemade Master is what we won in.
So you won in 2 last year.
No, we just won the Master.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. So the website says if you've never entered the SuperCon cosplay contest before, enter as a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I entered as the group homemade beginner category. And then we ended up winning the master category for the homemade group. So, cause I think they do like I didn't realize there was a division where you don't make your own costume, and then there was a
Yeah.
division where they do make their own costume. So I think that worked to our advantage.
Yeah, because there are some people that, as far as making their own, that are very skilled, like seamstresses and body paint and all of these things, and they are like professional level. They want to put their hands on every part of their craft, and again, that's why I'm like, I could never. I just don't have those talents. I can make noise, and that's about it. So if I could conjure a costume, I'd be on it, but I can't. So yeah, so there are the two different divisions. I would never be in the make my own. Here's baby Taco.
Hi, Taco.
She's getting spayed on Monday.
Yay.
Can I have a kiss? Maybe. She's like, I don't know. She just likes to drink out of my water glasses. And then they're hers.
Yeah.
Go play now. Okay. What is in the future for the Sanderson Sisters? Do you think that you guys will make this? We have a Sioux Falls Santa and a Sioux Falls Batman and a Sioux Falls Joker. And we have a lot of people that they make this a regular part of their hobby and connection to the community. Do you guys feel like you want to put that much of your personal time into it?
I would like to.
I mean, I think it's fun to do a couple events every year.
I think we talked about like, doesn't Batman go to like the children's hospital?
Mhm.
There's a couple different groups. It's interesting that you mentioned at the beginning that you feel like princesses, because like I know there is a princess group here too that goes and like you said, just once or twice a year they have special events and things like that. I mean, like will we be able to book you guys as best witches for a wedding?
I don't know about that.
Depends on the dates, I think.
I gotta balance this hobby with my other rest of my life.
Anne's got kids, so they have stuff. They do.
Children, celebrity status. I mean, it's hard to decide. It's hard to decide.
I mean, we do incorporate the kids sometimes.
Yeah.
And involved.
Anne's daughter was our Danny last year, and then she came with us again as Binks this year.
Very cool. Very
They
cool.
have fun with it too. They do. They like it.
Yeah, they Anne's husband and then the kids. They did the photo shoot with us. So we dressed up her son as Max, and then we dressed up her daughter as Danny, and then her husband as Billy Butcherson. So we have all that pictures of that too.
Do you guys plan on doing like at Halloween, answering the door to the trick-or-treaters in full costume?
I don't get any trick-or-treaters.
I don't always wear like I have a legit whole costume closet in my basement.
We're sisters.
Same.
Yep. We're connected somehow.
But I mean, I grew up, my parents threw Halloween parties. They dressed up with us as kids. Like I've always done it. I don't know that there's been too many Halloweens where I wasn't dressed up for something. And so I pick a costume and go with it.
And go with it.
I'm usually taking my kids out trick-or-treating. We'll throw something on. My kids want to try and make some kind of family-themed costume every year, so we'll see if we pull that off or not.
Yeah, there you go. I want that baby kitty.
I know, he's so cute. We don't get trick-or-treaters at our house in Hartford, so last year I just went trick-or-treating with Anne and her kids as Dolores Umbridge.
There we go.
Harry Potter, so.
What can people expect at Rainbow Comics on the 15th? Do you guys have a general plan? Are you going to allow photo ops?
Well, that's the whole point, is people can come and take pictures with us.
Awesome.
And then if they want to make a free will donation, they can, and the money will go towards All Cats Rescue.
Oh, too little bit there. To the care and keep of the next black kitty.
Yeah, take care of little Binksy.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to bring that little cat? I'm not.
That one. Well,
Jenny might show up.
No, but
you can't have him.
I mean, I'm not saying I've got a cat carrier.
Hey, if Rainbow Comics would like to host a meet and greet for All Cats Rescue where we bring all the adoptable kitties, we're totally for that. That would be awesome.
They could do
We're
little
always looking
photo
for
ops
new
reading different
opportunities.
comic books.
What?
They could do little photo ops reading different comic books.
Exactly. So yeah, other than just showing up and just being there and letting people have fun with it, we're bringing Monty the cosplay cat, who is Binks for us.
Your stunt cat.
Yes, the stunt cat. So he's bigger. What is he now? He's 9. So, but he has brain damage.
Oh,
So he can't run away or jump on people. So we don't have to worry about him like taking off out the door. So that's why we bring him, because he just sits there.
he's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
So
these women want to do
for the photos.
He's already a perfect man. Whatever these women want to do, I'll just go along.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'll be great. What do you guys see in the future? Do you see yourself, since you already know you work together as a good team, do you see yourself ever considering any other characters as a trio and building on your repertoire?
I don't think we've thought about that.
I mean, other than the times Sarah and I have gone as Harry Potter characters, I mean, like, we typically always we do a theme for our Halloween parties every year, so we all like go in on that. Like the first year was superheroes, so
I was Joker.
I was Wonder Woman, and Anne was Batman.
Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl.
Right.
And then we all have steampunk costumes now.
And all pirate costumes.
Yeah. So
So
there's all kinds of stuff we could do.
Yeah. So you guys could hire out for all kinds of.
Yeah.
You could be Katy Perry's next backup dancers. Through that left part business.
Cruella DeVille and Maleficent.
Oh yeah, Maleficent. Poison Ivy, I did.
So you guys
I
are
was a Pope Bride one year.
you guys are broad spectrum in your fandoms then. You're not
We
just
are.
locked into Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
Do any of you sing? Whenever I think of anything with Bette Midler, I just think of somebody has to sing.
I did sing last year on the stage.
I can
mean,
sing
it
if
was a
you're
very
okay with
little
it
bit.
badly. I can badly sing. So I can sing. You just would not like it.
Did you have anybody come up to you and I other than little kids, because little kids are awesome in their ability to believe. Did you have anybody come up to you and they were also equivalent level fans and they talked to you as your character? Like they were immediately addressing you as your characters?
I don't know if really addressing us like
I was gonna say, other than using the names, but I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, don't put a spell on me," or
Yeah.
Last year it was, "Oh, have you seen the new movie yet?" And we were like, "No, la 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 la." So,
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a big one.
yeah, because we hadn't had time to watch it yet, so we didn't want to know what happened in it because we wanted to watch it all together.
You should have said we were in it. We were in it, bitch.
What are you talking about?
That was-
That was
yeah.
us.
That was me right there.
How dare you even ask?
There was, when we went to the State Theater, a little girl came running up to us, and I said, "Oh, should we suck out your soul?" And she's like, "Yes!" And yeah, so that's a request we get a lot now.
Come here, Black Kitty. Okay, so now my Black Kitty is here. Oh,
Who is this?
Oh.
stay up here. Ah! She's like, I don't know what this is about. So, with being moms and having kids and whatnot, do you feel like you've passed your love of this type of creativity onto them?
Oh yeah, for sure. They love Halloween costumes, dressing up, all of it, all the time. My daughter usually changes clothes like 4 times a day. We're just home on a Saturday.
So they wouldn't be nervous to do the same thing. Did any of them show interest in wanting to put together costumes and compete or anything like that?
My son just wants to watch. I don't think he would want to compete, but he wants to be around it all and watch it all happen. Just not like have the spotlight on him. Ava will be in the spotlight a lot more often.
Yeah, she went up on stage with us last year.
Right.
Kind of terrified, but she did it. And then I think she was proud she did it.
She
had
did.
fun.
Yeah, she was
Well,
It
adorable.
was brief, but she liked it.
And I'm sure some element of it was, I don't know what we're doing here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the next step. What do they want me to do? You know, maybe not afraid of the process, but afraid of not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, all right, we're gonna wing it. Let's do this.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We jumped in the deep end,
That's
basically.
why it worked so well.
We didn't even know there was going to be a prize. Like, we were like, oh, we won money. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So then
we did zero research.
Yep. And so then that's what we used to do the, we paid Axel our winnings to the photo shoot at the outdoor campus.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Somebody has asked in the chat here, what kind of props do you take with you? Brooms, a vacuum for Mary, or a vial of the potion? Okay, so this is my friend David, and he has obviously seen the movie because I'm like, why does Mary have a vacuum?
Because there was no brooms left, and they don't love me. No.
In the movie, they like it's Halloween, and so there's trick or treaters running everywhere, and 3 little girls steal their brooms. So then one of them grabs a mop and another one grabs a different broom, like a newer broom, and then Mary has to use the vacuum cleaner. And then in the new movie, she has to use a Roomba.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, 2 Roombas.
That
Like
was
they
pretty
get, don't they get them at Walgreens?
Yeah.
She gets the Roombas at Walgreens, and so she's like standing on these 2 Roombas, like flying through the air. Yeah.
Then they like become her little pets later in the movie. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, she like calls for them and they come.
Roomba.
Yeah.
Do you keep any of those with you? Like when you've been out, when you've gone? I know obviously in the photo shoot I saw some props, but I didn't realize their specificness to the movie. But what about when you're at Rainbow Comics? Do you guys plan on having anything like that?
We could.
So I do bring the Clark bar because in the movie they go to a house because these kids are trick-or-treating and the guy answers the door as Satan. And they're like, Master! And they end up getting a candy bar. And she's like, oh, it's a chocolate-covered finger of a man named Clark. And then she's like, oh, it's candy. So Sarah found a Clark bar. So I do bring that.
Fantastic.
I thought about bringing the book I made last
Oh, yeah.
last year.
Reach out in front of you.
Oh.
That CD thing.
I thought about bringing this book that I made last year, but I like to have my hands free when we're walking around there. I feel like my hands are really a prop because I'm always just like putting spells and like doing little finger things or just like big arm sweepy things. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to hold anything.
Well, and
But
these are very full skirted costumes as well.
Yeah.
Like maneuvering your skirts and whatnot, you almost need a hand free.
I do. The sleeves are so big and it has a pretty poofy train too. So I'm always like trying to pull myself together.
But they have pockets.
I do have pockets. It's very helpful.
Multiple pockets.
Yes.
There we go. That's where the
I
magic.
know, right? That's so nice.
So
I
what
did
is
make a
the
book
book
for
then?
I made this for the girls. You
It's
have
a
to pull
photo
it up.
album.
It's book.
It's the magic spell book from the movie.
There we
We
go.
just made it for us, and we put our Hocus Pocus pictures in it. Just made it for like a little present for the girls. But
Oh yeah, all of our pictures from SuperCon last year.
Fantastic.
that was fun. I had fun running around seeing if there was other Hocus Pocus witches.
Yeah, there was 3 Winifreds last year. No Sarah, no Mary.
Why
Only
would that
one.
be?
What?
What is that a particular like? Why do you think that would be? Again, not knowing the movie, is she like?
Winifred's the main character. She's like
She's the head witch, I think.
she's
You know, like the leader.
I think
kinda.
she's the oldest sister, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, she's in charge.
She's the central witch.
Yeah, the central witch, yes.
The other
Kinda
two
like
other
I tell
girls
everybody, I'm the
follow along
Supreme.
behind me.
We do what she tells us to do.
Okay.
Which
Very
is kind of funny because in this little trio, like in my real life, I'm not the leader, but I act
Yeah,
like
Anne
the
is-
bossy one.
Anne is probably the least close to her character. Like I'm easily distracted, so I'm a perfect Sarah, I guess. And my name is actually Sarah Anderson, so it's not very far from Sarah Sanderson.
there we go.
But yeah, Anne has a hard time being mean because Winifred's kind of mean in the movies. Like she's always telling us we're fools. So I said that I told Anne, I just keep calling us fools. Just keep going, you fools. What are you doing? Yeah.
With what can we expect to see you guys like? I mean, we have several parades. We've got the Parade of Lights. We've got the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We've got 4th of July. Can we maybe expect to see you girls on a float in costume?
I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, I'm up for it. If they want to have their people call our people, I'm up
It's
for it.
just been a fall thing, but
Yeah.
we never know how far to take it.
I'm pretty
One
sure
of
you
the
can
problems
race
is, though, the
this local
costumes are
celebrity
kind of
day.
hot. So
Very hot.
yeah, they're hot and like
Not 4th of July.
yeah. So the summer events, like we're not a fan of just because it's too hot for those outfits. So like
I'm
fall
sure it
things,
is.
we're all about the fall stuff where it's gonna be kind of cool at the very least. Because like SuperCon this year was hot.
It was. Isn't it amazing? Last week it was so hot. It was in the 90s, and today it's like barely 45 degrees and so cool.
Yeah, it's
Such
pretty
of a- I thought maybe you guys pulled some kind of witch stuff to make the weather more spooky for today. So
I definitely did not, because I was not prepared for the cold weather.
your costumes, kind of going back to the idea of props and things like that, I keep calling them costumes. They're kind of more than that. They're not this isn't just like a quick pullover thing that you get at your local spirit store. Those are real clothing. Like you said, they're heavy, they're hot, they're multiple layers.
Yeah. Mary's is made out of a blanket, so she's always sweating.
And I'm the hot one anyway.
I kind of I'm going to share that picture on the screen again just to get a look at. I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Okay, so everything in the costumes we either purchased at Goodwill or Savers, except for the green bathrobe that Winifred wears. Everything was something from Savers. So like Kelly's orange sleeves were a dress, and her burgundy top was a blanket. And then so I bought the only thing I couldn't find at Savers was a green robe, and so I bought that on Amazon. And then I sewed a tablecloth to it, so the sleeves and the collar are a tablecloth.
Oh wow!
And then my skirts, like most of my skirts, that red part is a tablecloth, and the other two parts are bed sheets. Is what the most of my skirt is. Kelly's.
This picture here of you three ladies, along with this woman that was Ursula,
yeah,
she is on my list of people to find that I want to talk to, because that was her first time doing cosplay, and she made that Ursula as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think we should all get together and do like witch stuff.
I know. Look at just.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's Binks in the artist box. Yeah.
So is that your real hair?
Parts of it.
Are either of you?
Yeah, like the bottom half is Kelly's hair and the top half is extensions, basically.
Okay.
I got in trouble from Sarah because I cut my hair this year.
Yeah, so I had to buy, like, we had to get her some extensions from Amazon.
And then there's your kitty cat. More out and about, finding more spell books.
Oh yeah, I always get very excited when I find other spell books.
Yeah, some of the vendors are, and there's night
Mage.
I don't know how to say it.
Yep.
Mage. Okay. We had to get our picture with him because we got our picture with him last year because he was the devil. Or well, who was he last year?
Last year he was Master. He was Satan.
Yes, we just, I think that's part of the reason why we won, because we were going, Master, and then we were blowing him kisses.
Yeah.
And he was one of the judges,
So he travels.
that was the same thing.
He travels to conventions around the country doing cosplay. Could you ever see yourselves doing that? Do you have any interest in going to other conventions and just embracing the moment?
If I had the time, I would be down.
Yeah, same. I've wanted to go to the one in Minneapolis. I thought that'd be fun to check out. But yeah, we don't have time right now. Maybe when we're retired, I don't know.
Kids are off at college.
Yeah, when your kids go to college.
I always say if I had time and a Winnebago.
Yeah.
Because I don't fly. Just on my broom. That's my
I have the time and money, and I would be anywhere.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Maybe I need to get a magic Roomba.
There you go.
You do.
So, again, we just want to remind everybody that's tuning in that if you want your photo op with these ladies on Sunday, October 15th, they're going to be at Rainbow Comics from 2 to 5. And it's a Goodwill donation that's going to go to the care and keep of rescued cats, like Little Bit there. Bring your bring your own camera, right? It's going to be like selfie style.
Yep.
Do you encourage people to also be in costume?
Sure.
Yeah, they can show up with
I'm
whatever
down
they
for
want.
any excuse to dress
Yeah.
up. So
Yep.
Excellent.
I encourage
Excellent.
other people to dress up.
Do you guys plan to like afterwards go out to dinner together somewhere in costume? Like just show up?
We are actually going to do another event with John.
John Runyon.
Yep. He asked us to do something with his online thingy at Glacier.
Oh, downtown
Glacier
at
Lake.
the Glacier, the distillery.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what. So we managed to squeeze 2 events in one day. So we're going to do the comic book thing in the afternoon, and then we're going to go to Glacier Lakes brewery and do another online video thing with him.
So when you guys are going from place to place, do you stay in costume? Do you drive around in those?
I don't drive. I ride because I have to sit like this.
Yeah, because her hair is too tall, so she has to be like reclined.
I
That's what I'm
suppose.
very grateful
Yeah,
to
once
take
that's
off
in
the
place,
clothes and
that's in
everything.
place.
Yeah, I don't get to sit up. I have to.
Yeah.
My costume is really easy to take off, so I usually take it off when we go somewhere, and Anne takes the robe off.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't drive with all that skirt around me.
yeah.
Right. I can't imagine what it would look like to pull up next to a stoplight with you guys.
I know, right?
And
We'll
like
have to just dress up and drive around.
we're all singing along to some same
We went
song
into
or
Wendy's
something.
Oh yeah. We went into Wendy's for dinner last Saturday, and the employees were just like,
No one really said anything. They just kind of like ignored it.
yeah.
They either
Right.
ignore to go, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
They were probably thinking either we're high or they're high.
Yeah. Wendy's like,
What a little segue back to South Dakota. I know Sarah and I had a little bit of interchange in messages and things and talking about expression and creativity and being who you want to be and dressing how you want to dress, and how some people want to like cut back on the opportunities for all of us to do that. How do you think we, all of us as adults that support people being able to just get in the costume of their choice and enjoy the moment, how can we lead by example? I mean, obviously what you girls are doing is lead by example, just, going out and actually being active in the community in costume. What kind of, if somebody was afraid to do that for whatever reason, what kind of advice would you give them to help them, also lead by example?
The first thing I would say is go see all the people at SuperCon, because that was one thing that we thought was, we went to the burlesque show for the first time ever last year, and we were just so impressed by the body positivity of just everything, especially for the burlesque show. And we just had so much fun just watching that. And it was like 3 hours of just awesome entertainment that you really don't get around here all that much. So that's what I thought was so cool. I think the only thing they really need to do is, this is my opinion. They do it for movies, G, PG, R. So like, don't bring your kids to your little kids to a rated R thing. Just give it a rating and say, this is going to be kind of risque. So, and it, it's on a college campus or whatever. So like, what do you expect if it's on a college campus?
Right.
That's my thought.
I agree. I think some of the controversy about who might see what goes back more towards you should know what you're going to and what you're taking your persons, whether it's your kids or your friends or your family, to.
Yeah.
And I think that is, but just that the way it's been directed at people who want to perform, I think it's made it's going to make some young people shy away from being expressive. And then, like I said, you can go out and professionally tour the country being expressive. And I hope to see more young people that see things like what you're doing. You're not just saving it up for a convention. You're like, this is for a good cause and it's fun and people like it. We're going to go perform, and everybody should be encouraged to be that, to feel able to do that.
I personally, like, I don't like the idea, like, they made fun of this concept in the movie Mean Girls. Have you seen Mean Girls?
A little
How,
bit
like,
of it.
Halloween is the one day a year when girls can dress like sluts and get away with it. Like, I don't want to promote that for young people.
Right.
Because I'm always cold, so I like to be covered is my big thing. But like once you're an adult, like if you want to, experiment with that kind of stuff, I say go nuts. Because I saw my first drag show when I was about 5. And I turned out okay, I think. So.
And was it the one that Senator Odenbach was in?
He was not in it, but it was our hometown, and there was a lot of prominent figures in our hometown, and there was like nobody protesting, the audience was full of children, and nobody had a problem with it. So I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why there's such a problem with it now when nobody cared back in the 80s, like what changed?
Because you've got to keep it in perspective. Performance and art of all kinds that's what it is performance and art.
Yeah. Yep. And there were guys in see-through 90s, and they had they stuffed their bras with, so they were, busty, and it was fine.
And you survived. And the only thing that happened to you is you grew up to be a witch.
Yep.
So
I've always thought it was cool that my dad did a drag show. Like, that just earns him quite a few brownie points in my book.
There you
go.
I
have pictures of my dad doing drag.
Well, as we're getting ready to wrap up here, I thank you for talking to me. I'm so glad to know that people that grew up all over our state, from our second largest city to a small town, and now you guys live in our largest city and another small town, that you are as committed to this, to being creative and finding an outlet and really throwing yourself wholeheartedly into it. And you guys do an amazing job.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to watch the movie now because I want to come out for a photo op. And I feel like if I don't know the whole movie.
It might not make a lot of sense if you haven't seen the movie, but
I'll quiz you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do I get turned into a frog or something if I don't know the answers?
No, you get turned into a cat.
I'll be nervous. I'll end up going to the rescue.
At least it's a black cat.
That's right. And 'tis the season for them. Everybody putting up their Spooktober stuff. What's a final word from each of you? I want one closing thought on living in the Midwest and loving costuming and theater. I want one final thought from each of you as yourselves and in character.
Oh goodness.
Amok. My thought is get involved. Like, there's something in this area for everybody. Like, Sioux Falls isn't as boring as you think it is. You just got to get out there and go to the theaters, go to the conventions, go to the concerts. Don't just sit at home and whine about it. And if there's something that you want them to bring to Sioux Falls, tell them. Figure out who you need to talk to and tell them. So stop whining and get involved. That is my final thought.
All right.
That's what I was trying to say. Even if you're a little nervous about trying something new, get some good friends together and give it a shot. You might find something really fun. I was nervous about going to SuperCon with these girls, but they made it comfortable for me and made me feel good about myself. And once we got there and everyone's coming up to you all the time, like, oh my God, I love your costume. It's a really good little ego boost for you. And then it turns out, the whole event turns out to be just really fun. And it's a fun, stress relief to just do something completely different from normal. So that's my random thought for you.
Go, Kelly.
what's your in character thought?
In character.
Don't be a fool.
Oh, what a glorious morning.
I can't think of one. I'll think about it and come back.
For me,
Okay.
it's be who you want to be. Be yourself. I have never followed the rules of, oh, well, I can't be this person because they look this way. I am a huge fan of Wonder Woman. I have an entire Wonder Woman room in my house. I have a Wonder Woman costume. I mean, like, I just be who I want to be. It's your chance to dress up and do what you want. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Excellent. What about in character?
Well, of course, I smell children.
I for sure have to watch this movie. I have to point out that in the comments, Paxton said, so glad for South Dakota Ghostbusters. That is another awesome team effort that is, I don't know if you ladies know this, but down in front, Sarah's got her kitties out.
And one other thought is adopt a rescue kitty because we have lots.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Very good. But yeah, Paxton points out, and we do need to give a shout out to the South Dakota Ghostbusters. They were my bread and butter this last weekend. Whenever I needed something for timing, I would yell out, "Who are you gonna call?" And they would call and respond. They were ready with the answer. But they're another group that has all different age people, all different backgrounds, all different things that they come together. Paxton,
Okay.
maybe throw it in the comments for me. You guys come together to multiple events. I know that
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, they were in the Pride Parade. They were you see them in all kinds of events around the city, and it's the same thing. They embrace their character, they embrace the franchise, and they're definitely now part of the community in that role, and a positive part of the community. He says Parade of Lights. There'll be a Parade of Lights. So
Tell their people to call our people.
yeah, if somehow maybe they could have you flying on top of their car.
There you go. Sure, I'll do it.
There's lots of crossover there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you
They
for
can
that.
be the witch busters too.
Witch Busters. Thank you for that final thought. Thank you for chatting with me tonight. Everybody, again, go check out and make a donation. Sioux Falls Sanderson Sisters. They're going to be at Rainbow Comics on Sunday the 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. I probably won't be in a costume, but I know I'll be there. I need a photo op. So
That's okay.
we'll be, I don't know. I have great witch costumes, but they are nothing compared to you guys. They're not like,
So what? Weird anyways.
Be
Yeah.
your witchy self.
Yeah.
they do not step up to the level of quality on that. So
Then we can all get a picture together, all the witches.
Yep.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me.
Happy October.
Happy October. Happy Spooktober. Bye,
Yeah.
kitties. I will message you my address, kitties. Oh, they are so much fun. One of my bestest friends that's been part of my Halloween every year for years did an amazing haunted yard. Part of our team, of our friend group, a good half of the team moved away to the Carolinas, and I miss them so much all the time. But especially when I see something like that, this group of friends that just comes into it all together. I love it. I love it. I'm definitely going to be at Rainbow Comics and see these girls. I definitely want to encourage people to, if you have, whether it's with a friend group or as an individual, if you have a character that you want to embrace, live it, love it, embrace it. Go be that character. And as long as you're doing it for good and being positive, it's just what a positive force in the community. I mean, like we said, Ghostbusters is another good example. We've got so many, and I would love to see a lot of these groups crossing over and spending time together, not just for Halloween. Costumes are not just for Halloween. pretty clothes are not just for prom. You know, when they say dress for the job you want, apparently I want to be a princess. I don't know. There's a lot of live your best life in whatever costume you wish. So if you are watching and you are from South Dakota, remember the goal of this project is I want to talk to somebody from every single county in South Dakota about where they live and what they like about it and what there is that the rest of us don't know. For example, that if you live in Eureka, you're 75 miles away from the nearest Walmart. I was too afraid to ask, where's the closest Taco John's? These things are important. So if you are interested in sitting and chatting with me for an hour, Ghostbusters, I'm looking at you. I want to talk to all of you. Email me at 605speaks@gmail.com. I'm working on getting my calendar re-updated on my website, the 605speaks.com. But email me and let's chat. Let's just spend an hour and talk about what it's like where we live and why it's awesome. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you on Saturday the 15th at Rainbow Comics. Bye.